Welcome to the first video in this series on leadership for team leaders. In this video, you will view a discussion between foremen about the role of a team leader. This is followed by 2 clips of fellow public work employees. First, acting out how team leaders should not act, and second, with a foreman demonstrating how to act while offering the team leader corrections. Remember that you must be prepared to discuss this video in class in response to questions, as this will determine whether you succeed in this course.
4 foremen are here to discuss the role of the team leader and offer advice. Before we get started, I will have each of them introduce themselves.
I'm Kendrick Swinton, urban specialty foreman for Charleston County. I maintain storm drainage and operate and supervise the vac trucks.
I'm Stephen Barnes. I'm the grounds foreman. I we maintain all the grounds for all the Charleston County facilities, to include the Sheriff's Department, library, and public works facilities.
My name is Willie Carpenter. I'm a foreman here at Charleston County over south drainage. What we do is we maintain open drainage and canals throughout the county. We have a crew of about 10 guys, and I've been a foreman now for about 5-6 years.
My name is Matthew Bishop. I'm over the roads crew at the St. Paul's Edisto area. We take care of everything as far as dealing with earth roads and paved roads, roadside vegetation, roadside drainage, grading, and pretty much everything else in between.
In this next segment, the foremen discuss what they see as the role of a team leader.
The crew leaders, they're out there with the guys on the job sites, making sure that the guys have what they need, make sure they're wearing their personal protective equipment, making sure that the guys are, there, and if there's any issues, then we address them. But they're my hands-on guys. So when I'm there, I'm like behind the scenes, running the office, making sure the paperwork and everything is up to par, while my crew leader is in the field with the guys every day. So we work together as a team.
Team leaders, they're, as Willie said, they're your frontline support. They're the ones that's on the ground. They have a more personal relationship with the actual crew. That's who they spend 90% of their time with, more than I do. When they're on the job, they're there. They're supporting the crew. They're helping keeping things going while I'm out ahead of them, scheduling work, talking with citizens. That pretty much covers it.
Part of the role as a team leader is to motivate the guys in the field, to show them what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, operating the equipment.
Here, they offer advice on how to act like a team leader and not one of the crew.
They got to, separate themselves from being, I'm not your friend, I'm not your buddy. I'm here in charge to do the work, to get the work done. We're not here to sit there and say, well, hey, because we were friends for so many years, I'm not going to tell the foreman that you wasn't doing your job. He has to report that kind of thing. You're
put in a position of authority over these guys, and you have to act. If they're not doing their job correctly, or not wearing their PPE, you've got to have the ability to say, hey, you need to be putting on your hard hat. We've got pipe swing overhead.
Kind of, visualize yourself as actually being the foreman in charge. That's how I feel the team leader should act. As though, this is my job, I'm running the job, and this is the stuff that y'all need to do in order to be productive.
And I think one of the problems that crew leaders run into is, like was stated earlier, a lot of times the crew leaders tend to feel like they're one of the guys. There definitely has to be a separation there, and I think that is key. A crew leader should not have to feel guilty about having to document something that somebody's doing out of place. And that crew should have respect enough for that crew leader to say, you know what, we need to keep ourselves in line because the crew leader's here. The same respect should be expected for the crew leader that it is for the foreman. It shouldn't be a difference there. So I think that's important to keep in mind as well.
And we put these guys in a position to be a crew leader because they know what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time, and I think if the guys have an understanding that this guy knows what he's doing, and can move us forward to complete the task at hand.
In the following, they offer some advice on how a team leader can lead by example.
Set the standards. Being to work on time, getting things, your equipment, everything that you need when you get to the job site. Start doing work. Don't sit around and wait for someone to tell you what to do. Just do it.
And I think from what I've learned is that the most effective crew leaders are the ones that are active with the guys. It's not just enough to have the title, but just sit around and watch the guys work. I think that's what we need to get away from. If you are a crew leader in place, it's important that you be active as your guy. We can't get away from the word is lead. So if I'm leading, that means I'm the first one to do A, B, and C. Follow me as I work. That's the mindset that we have to have as a crew leader. Even me as a foreman, when we go out to job sites, and it's no different for me, I'm usually the first one on the ground. Where do I need to be? I'm there in the middle. That's how it is. So I encourage a crew leader to have that same mentality. You be first, and then they'll respect you for that when you're out there working with them.
Leading by example. If you've been entrusted to this position and promoted as a team leader, then you have been in that position long enough to know from the start of the day to the end of the day, every position. But like Kendrick said, when you get there in the morning, gates have to be unlocked, tool rooms have to be unlocked, what tools need to be loaded up, signs. This is your responsibility, along with me as a foreman, to help you get the tools that you need for the day.
Finally, the foremen offer advice on what it means to act professionally.
Acting professionally it's pivotal in the position of a crew leadership. Again, these guys are watching everything that we do. They're watching everything that we say. A lot of times the crew is a reflection of the leader. That's one thing that I've learned. So if I've got a crew leader that's real relaxed and kind of carrying themselves like they're at the house, then the rest of the crew is going to think that that's okay. So we have to understand that as a crew leader, I'm being watched, I'm being monitored, and I'm also being copied. So if I want my crew to, adhere to our standards, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to carry myself as a professional so that my crew can carry themselves in the same way.
In the following scene, you will see an example of how a team leader should not act. While you watch this scene, look for mistakes the team leader is making. Try to find at least 3.
Hey, where's the team leader? Man, I don't know where it is. You probably stopped by the store. You need to get here, man. Get here fast, man.
Yeah. What's going? Whoa! What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Waiting on you, man.
Waiting on me? Why? What's going on?
You the man.
Man, what's going on, man? You doing all right? Hey, y'all fellas see the game, man? Did you see the game?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Everything was going right?
Oh, yeah.
Wes, what are you doing with this hoe fork, man? Why are you using that instead of a pitchfork? Didn't I already tell you about this before?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So why are we working with this, man?
I don't know, but you ain't got to be snatching it out of my hand like that.
Well, come on now.
Hey, Willie. Hey, Bo. What's going on? Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
What's up, Bo?
Hey,
What's up, man?
let me talk to you for a minute, bro. We'll be right back, guys.
In the previous scene, you witnessed an example of how a team leader should not act. Take some time to think about the mistakes you observed and how you can avoid them in your work. In the following scene, you will see a foreman demonstrating how corrections should be made while offering advice to the team leader about the mistakes he made and how he should act.
Hey, man, Willie. Look at you, man. You have to be a little bit more professional. We brought you up to this level as a crew leader. Kind of expect a little bit more professional. You can't be joking with the guys. And if you're going to give somebody a reprimand, you kind of need to take them to the side. So that's not even a county vest, man.
But I thought I was okay with this, man. You're saying this is not working.
That is not it. That is not what we need. So what we need, I need you to be wearing a county vest.
Okay.
I need it correct. Tucking your shirt and get your pants even. And I found your ID. It was on the ground. I don't.
Wow.
So get all these things on. We're going to present ourselves more professional and act like what we're supposed to.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
In the scene you just viewed, you witnessed a foreman correcting the team leader. How many of the mistakes that the foreman pointed out did you think of while watching the first scene? If you missed some, you can rewind this video and watch the first scene again. How can you apply what you have learned in your work? Thank you for viewing this video. Be sure to take the time to view the other 3 videos before we meet in class.